They say behind every successful man is a good woman. But what happens when a man becomes rich and decides that the woman who suffered with him is now too local for his new lifestyle? Some men forget that the wealth they are boasting about is not from their own hard work, but from the silent spiritual grace of the woman sleeping next to them. This is the story of Emeka, a man who threw away a diamond to pick up a stone, only to realize his mistake when it was too late. 5 years ago, Emeka was just a poor shoe cobbler struggling to survive in the city. He had nothing, but he was married to Amaka, a quiet, respectful girl from the village. Amaka wasn't flashy. She didn't wear expensive makeup, but she carried a rare spiritual gift passed down from her grandmother, the grace of favor. Every morning, before Emeka went to his small shop, Amaka would hold his hands, pray quietly over them, and wash them with clean water. "Go and prosper, my husband," she would say. And truly, her words were like magic. Within 3 years, Emeka's life completely transformed. A wealthy politician brought 50 pairs of shoes for him to repair, loved his work, and gave him a massive contract to supply imported shoes for a campaign. Emeka went from a street cobbler to a multi-millionaire importing goods from Turkey and China. He moved Amaka into a massive mansion in the city. But as Emeka's bank account grew, his pride grew with it. Wealth introduces you to new people. Emeka met Linda, a flashy city girl. Linda wore the best perfumes, carried designer bags, and spoke with a fake foreign accent. Emeka was blinded by her glamour. Linda would whisper poison into his ears. "Emeka, you are a billionaire now. Look at your wife. She is too local. She doesn't know how to dress. She can't even attend high-class meetings with you. You need a woman who fits your new status." Blinded by pride and lust, Emeka returned home one evening and did the unthinkable. He packed Amaka's few belongings and threw them out into the rain. "I am done with you," Emeka shouted. "I am a big man now. I can't be seen with a village girl like you. Go back to where you came from." Amaka did not fight him. She didn't curse him. She simply wiped her tears, picked up her bag, and looked at him with deep pity. "Emeka," she said, calmly, "I leave you with the wealth you think you made yourself." With that, she walked out into the rain. The very next day, Emeka moved Linda into the mansion. They celebrated, thinking they had won. But Emeka did not know that when Amaka walked out of that gate, her grace walked out with her. 2 weeks later, the nightmare began. Emeka received a phone call. His massive shipment of goods coming from China had sunk in the ocean. 3 days later, a mysterious fire burnt down his biggest warehouse. Nothing was saved. Things went from bad to worse. Emeka's business partners suddenly pulled out of their contract. His bank accounts ran dry. He had to sell his cars to pay off his debts, and then the bank seized his mansion. When Linda realized the money was gone, her true colors showed. While Emeka was weeping in the empty living room, Linda packed her expensive bags. "I cannot suffer with a broke man," she hissed, and walked out on him. Emeka was left with absolutely nothing. He was back to zero. It took a year of intense suffering for Emeka's eyes to finally open. He realized that his wealth was never his own. It was Amaka's pure aura that attracted his blessings. Swallowing his pride, he scraped together some transport money and traveled back to Amaka's village to beg for forgiveness. But when he arrived, he couldn't believe his eyes. Amaka was no longer the local girl he threw away. She was glowing, radiant, and deeply happy. She had married a humble village teacher who appreciated her, and just like before, Amaka's grace had transformed her new husband. The poor teacher was now the owner of the biggest private school in the state.
Emeka fell to his knees in the dirt, crying uncontrollably. "Amaka, please forgive me. I was a fool," he screamed. Amaka stopped and looked at him. There was no anger in her eyes, only peace. She didn't insult him. She just shook her head softly, entered the beautiful car with her husband, and drove away, leaving Emeka in the dust of his own regret. My people, a woman's silent grace is a man's greatest asset. Emeka wanted a queen for his palace, but he forgot that it was the village girl who built the castle. If you were Amaka, would you have stopped the car to forgive him, or did he get exactly what he deserved? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, share it to teach someone a lesson, and subscribe for more emotional African stories. See you next time.